She's a 5'11", sophomore from St. Joseph, Missouri.
Yeah, and now for the Jennies, they have a pretty solid team. We'll start out senior guard Paige Redmond. She's a 5'8" senior again out of Springdale, Arkansas. Next up, we got Sydney Crockett, a 5'11" senior guard or forward out of Fayetteville, Arkansas. Then we have Megan Skaggs, a 6-foot junior out of Park Hills, Missouri. Then we have Morgan Fleming, a 6-foot junior as well out of Liberty, Missouri. And finally, we have number 33, the redshirt freshman, Morgan Van Hefty out of Anawan, Illinois, 6-foot guard forward combo there for the Jennies, and that's their starting lineup tonight, Kramer.
Northwest is head coached by Austin Meyer, and head coach for the Jennies is Dave Fiffler. We have our officials for tonight are John Adams, Carson Haddle, and Rick Sukup. As we're about just a few moments away here for some basketball actions. I'm excited. Let's get this going. Basketball's back here. Been two road games, now it's back here in Maryville.
Yeah, it's fun to come and watch these, Kramer. I mean, you got to take advantage of every opportunity to get to watch some college basketball, and I think it's pretty cool that we get this opportunity and that they're back home. I'm sure Northwest is happy to be back home and ready to get another home game under the belt here.
Northwest is wearing the white jerseys with green lettering, as the Jennies have the red unis with black lettering, as we're just getting ready for tip-off. Excuse me, Mia Stillman's not getting the start. It is actually Kalani Myalba. And the tip is won by the Jennies. And taking it down the court for her right now is Paige Redmond. She passes it to the elbow. Now passes it all the way to number 22, Morgan Fleming. Now a drive for the Jennies by number 2, Sydney Crockett. But it comes back out. A long rebound by the Jennies. Recovered it on the left elbow. Drive it in was Morgan Fleming, and she finished with the left hand.
Good drive there. They wanted to exploit the Northwest defense early. Drive, split up the defense, again, easy bucket, and that's just what they did.
Jalen Haggard passes the ball to the top of the key to Kendi Eaton. Eaton out to the Haggard in the elbow. Now Myalba down to low block. She passes it back up the top of the key to Erica Slosher as she's looking for a screen from McConkey. Slosher fakes the pull-up, being guarded by Crockett. Oh, that looks like a reach, push, foul by Skaggs on McConkey.
A little bit of aggression there, but that's good hands there by UCM to stop the easy bucket underneath the basket.
Inbounding it is Mallory McConkey. And she gets a 5-second violation, couldn't get the ball in time. So it was some good defense there by UCM.
Turnovers are going to be huge today for both of these teams. They both average over 10 turnovers, so they're going to have to limit those if they want to keep in this game.
Then Hefty passes the ball to the top of the key over to Crockett. Crockett then passes it to the left elbow to Redmond. Redmond to the right elbow now is Fleming. Fleming back to Redmond. Redmond does have the ball now. She gets a screen from Skaggs. Now she passes it to the left elbow for 3, and it is good by Sydney Crockett. So it's 5-0 here with 8:30 left in the first quarter.
This Jennies team, I mean, they have 3 of the top 10 scores in the MIAA, so they're going to come out attacking fast and get open shots and try and run away with this quick and prevent any kind of competition.
Kendi on the short drive down. She worked her way into the paint. Now she's going to pull it up. Gets a rebound, though, as it was a miss by Myalba, so the ball is still in Bearcat possession. Haggard has the ball at the top of the key, getting a screen from Myalba. She ends up passing it to Eaton over on the left elbow. And it was ripped away by Van Hefty. She's going to drive it all the way down the court, lays up the right hand, and gets fouled. She's going for the line for 2.
I already brought this up. Turnovers are going to be huge, and already 2 turnovers here for Northwest, allowing for easy, fast breaks for the Jennies, and again, putting them at the line. I mean, great job to prevent the easy 2 points, but now they're at the line, and they could go up 7-0 here. So, I mean, it's a quick start here for the Jennies.
Van Hefty does nail the first one. Kylie Coleman checks in for the Bearcats along with Mia Stillman. Coming out is Erica Slosher and Kalani Myalba. So it's 6-0 here with 8 minutes left in the first quarter. Van Hefty's going on for her second free throw attempt, and knocks it down as well. So it's 7-0 as UCM, it's been all UCM this entire game. Haggard takes the ball cross court, passes it to McConkey, then she passes it to Eaton. Eaton down to Stillman at the free throw line, then she ends up passing it to the right elbow to Haggard. Haggard has the ball, she's going to drive it down the right lane, passes it out to the wing to Kylie Coleman for three, and just off the front of the rim and out. Long rebound by the Jennies. Redmond has the ball for the Jennies. She passes it to Fleming. Fleming does a head fake, passes it back over to Redmond. She takes a long three from the elbow, and it is off the mark. A potential rebound attempt that's got knocked out by Mallory McConkey, so it's going to stay on the Jennies side.
The Jennies are getting pretty good shots. There are lots of ball movement, allowing for open threes out on the wings. They just got to knock them down, and Northwest has to get out on those plays, or they're going to be down quick.
Fleming inbound pass went to Redmond, then she passes it back to Fleming down in the corner. Now it works the way across to, it looks like it is Crockett over there at the corner. Now the ball reaches its way, moving it back to Fleming. Fleming passes it down low to Crockett, then back up to the top of the key is Redmond. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. She had a low pass down to the low block, goes to Fleming, and she lays it up for two.
That was pretty impressive ball movement there to set up that easy basket. Swing it around the wing a little bit, set something up easy, and then eventually it'll play itself out.
Mallory McConkey drives it into the lane, goes up with it, and it's too strong off the back of the rim, rebounded by the Jennies. Redmond does take the ball down the court. Redmond passes it to Fleming. Fleming drives it on the right side, and she lays it up with it, but it's a foul on the floor, so no free throw attempts for Fleming. It's like Stillman with a block.
There's way too much penetration right now by the Jennies. They're doing a lot of give and goes around the three-point line, and as soon as they see an opening, they're cutting right to the hoop, and they're getting way too many opportunities down low.
Inbound pass comes to Skaggs, now to Fleming in the corner for three, and it's an air ball rebounded by Mia Stillman. Schlosser takes the ball down the court, going left to right is the Bearcats. It's a screen from McConkey. She ends up taking the ball over to the left elbow, passes it to Stillman, then she passes it to Zoe Hayward, who recently just checked in. Now it's to Mia Stillman in the corner. Kylie Coleman has the ball at the top of the key. She passes it to Hayward at high post right. She's going to drive it, work her way to the left side, passes it to McConkey for two over front of the three-point line for two, and she nails it. So the first 2 points are for the Bearcats, come in with 4 minutes into the game. As it was thinking all the way down the court, passing it Skaggs down low, and she lays it up so they answer back quickly on that too. Schlosser has the ball now for the Bearcats, passes it to Hayward at the high post left, and she hands it pass to Stillman. Now Stillman back to Hayward, so she's looking for a screen from McConkey, but not getting it. She's going to pass it up at the logo to Schlosser. Stillman comes for the screen. Schlosser for three now. And it is off the front of the rim and out, rebounded by Fleming. Fleming passes it to Redmond. Redmond to Skaggs. Now Skaggs passes all the way over to the corner is Van Hefty. Van Hefty drives it all the way to the right side, passes it to Crockett. Crockett now passes it to the high post right is Skaggs, and Skaggs to Redmond, who drives it in on the right side, lays it up with the right hand and good. It is now 13-2, the Jennies with 5 minutes left here in the first quarter. There's a timeout on the floor. We're going to take one with them. You're listening to KZLX X106 Sports, Bearcat Basketball.
Right at KZLXFM.com.
Do it! Just do it! You forgot about one little thing. It's called the music.
You can stay tuned in to the X any place and any time on your computer or mobile device by clicking the Listen Live tab on our website.
It sounds pretty good.
It sounds real, dude.
Not bad, huh? You are on the radio.
That's the radio.
This is the radio.
That's a DJ.
No,
Hi,
better.
You know X106 is your one and only place for hit music. But that's not all. We're also your #1 place for entertainment, Bearcat sports, and of course, swag. So keep listening. It only gets better right here on your home for all the hottest music, X106.
An MRI on Davis's knee came back negative, and the All-Star forward is listed as day-to-day.
Khalil Mack a no-go at practice today. According to Matt Nagy, he is day-to-day with an ankle injury.
This is a shotgun snap. The Poe, who's going to throw it? Caught! Demetrius Harris! Touchdown! Kansas City!
In the ever-changing sports world, it's tough to stay up to date on it.
Welcome back, as it is 13-2. Jennies take over the Bearcats right now here in the first with 4:50 left. Schlosser does take the ball down the court. There are Bearcats moving left to right. Jennies now just take the ball away from Schlosser, and that's newly checked in Peyton Taylor, and she gets fouled by Stillman.
Real quick start here for the Jennies. Great ball movement, easy penetration to the hoop, allowing for easy layups, and really just too much ball movement, actually, for the Jennies that the Bearcats are allowing. I mean, if you're going to stay in this game with such a high-powered offense, you got to eliminate the simple penetrations down into the cup, or you're going to get down big early, and, they're already down big, so they got to fix that.
Peyton Taylor has the ball right now for the Jennies, passes it to Redmond at the top of the key. She did pass it to the corner to Crockett, now back to Redmond at the high post left. She's guarded by Haggard. Now she passes it up to Crockett, down low into the paint, and that is Skaggs, and she lays it up, and she gets fouled and knocks it down.
I mean, that was a power move. That was a nice pivot, spin to the cup, get the and one layup, and easy bucket. I mean, you can't ask for much better.
So she's going to throw to the line. Their free throw attempt is off the front of the rim. And over the back call goes on Taylor on the Jennies. So it's going to be Bearcat basketball. It's like Kendi Eaton's about to check in for the Bearcats. She's going to come in for Zoe Hayward. Once again, it's 15-2 here. The Jennies lead the Bearcats. 4:22 left. Schlosser to inbound the ball for the Bearcats, passing it to Haggard. Now she's going to take her way across to the center court. Has it to Schlosser at the top of the key. Now to Haggard for a long three over at the high post left, and she's off the back left of the rim, and it's a long rebound by the Jennies. Taking it down the court is Jobst. Jobston passes it to Skaggs. Skaggs passes it to Redmond. Now to Jobst. Has it over in the left wing. Peyton Taylor has the ball, passes it down low to Skaggs, and she lays it up with the right hand, and it falls for the Jennies. 17-2 now. Mallory McAndrews has the ball for the Bearcats, working her way from left to right, hands it off to Eaton. Eaton has the ball now being guarded by Redmond. She's going to take her way into the lane, pulls it up for 10 feet out and misses it, rebounded by Jobst. Jennies pass it to Crockett over at the left wing. Now it works its way over to Skaggs over at the right. Now back to Crockett. Crockett passes it to Redmond. Now she's going to drive her way to the right side of the court. Now to Crockett for three and misses, and it's a long rebound by McConkey. Kendi Eaton has the ball for the Bearcats. She then hands it off to McAndrews. McAndrews passes it down to McConkey down at the low block. She's going to pass it back out at the high post left is McAndrews, and she's going to pass it to McConkey over in the left wing. She's going to work away from left to right, pass it to Haggard. Haggard then passes it to Kendi Eaton over on the right side, and she nails the two. Northwest finally gets 4 points.
They got to get the lid off of the basket here. They got to get back in this game. More shots like that is going to help them really erase this deficit.
After a Peyton Taylor pass down to Megan Skaggs, it was tipped out by Erica Schlosser. So it went out of bounds. The Jennies still have the ball half possession with 18 seconds left on the shot clock. There is 2:34 left in this quarter, 17-4 Jennies. The inbound pass goes to Redmond all the way at the top of the key. She's guarded by Eaton. She's going to pass it over to Jobst over the high post right. Back to Redmond. Now back to Jobst. Now Jobst passes it to Redmond. Passes it over to McAddy. But then the ball goes from a pass from Morgan Fleming down to Peyton Taylor for two, and she nails it. Jalen Haggard has the ball now for the Bearcats. She hands it off to Eaton. Eaton then drives it, pulls it up from 10 feet and nails it. It's 19-6 now, UCM. Redmond takes the ball down the court in fast motion. She passes it over to Fleming in the corner. Fleming then passes it to Redmond. Now over to Peyton Taylor and back to Redmond. Redmond then passes it down to Fleming at the 10 feet out. She pulls it up for two and misses it. Tries to go for a long rebound. The ball is tipped out. It looked like it was off of either Mallory McConkey or Erica Slosh, and the ball's going to stay the new shot clock for the Jennies.
Good hustle there by Fleming for the Jennies. Not allowing the rebound to go directly to the Bearcats and keep it on their side of the court here.
Inbound pass goes to Jobs. Jobs then passes it across court to Redmond. Redmond then passes it across court to Taylor. Taylor now passes it to Redmond. Redmond down low to Fleming. And Fleming travels, draws a turnover there for the Jennies Bearcat basketball. Jalen Haggard take the ball down the court. She's being guarded by Redmond. She gets a screen from McConkey. And she's going to pass it over to Eaton at the top of the key. She's going to drive her way in. Goes up with the right arm. And it's a little bit too strong, and it goes off the back of the backboard, off the rim, and out. So she's going to go for the line for two.
Good job by Eaton getting penetration to the bucket. This is where Northwest lives. They live and die by the free throw, and this is something that could keep them in the game, is by getting to the free throw line, having that high shooting percentage. I mean, Eaton herself is shooting 94% on the year, so I'd say that's pretty good from the free throw line. So she's going to have to keep that up.
She knocks down both those free throws there. Jennies will have it now, going down from right to left. Fleming passes it to Drops over at the high post left. Now to Redmond at the top of the key. She's going to chest passes it over to Drops. Drops then to Fleming. She drives it in with the right hand, and she gets fouled, but she does make the basket.
They are tough on the drive. They get a lot of and ones if you can't already tell. I mean, they take the hard contact and make sure they can still get the ball up, and they're finishing well right now.
Fleming going to the free throw line. Her shot attempt is good. 22-8 as the Jennies lead the Bearcats with 1 minute left here in the first quarter. Kendi to take the ball down the court for the Bearcats. She passes it to high post left to Slosher. Slosher gets a screen from McConkey. Slosher then passes it to McConkey over at the left wing. She works her way down low, passes it over to the wing to Haggard for three, and it is good. 45 seconds left here in the first, 22-11. Fleming has the ball now for the Jennies at the top of the key. She passes it to Redmond over at the left elbow. And a pass from the left elbow to the right elbow goes to Jobs. Jobs to Fleming down at the corner. Fleming then passes it to. There's a lot of action going on here. There's a turnover by the Jennies, recovered by Northwest. Kylie Coleman has the ball now with 20 seconds left.
It would be, yeah, exactly. It would be smart here for them to hold for the last shot. Don't allow UCM to increase this lead that they already have. Hold it, get one good shot right there at the buzzer. And
McConkey drives it down to the right. She's trying to find some space. 2 seconds left here. The shot from Kylie Coleman for three, and it is just off the front of the rim and out. So we're going to go at the end of this first quarter. It is 22-11. The Jennies lead the Bearcats. Listen to Bearcat basketball right here on X106.
Everyday news. But don't worry, Jenny James and myself, Andrew Botwinick, have got you covered. Join us on Day to Day every Monday from 2 to 3 on X106.
Join us here on X106 for live broadcasts of Northwest Missouri State Bearcat home games. In the fall, catch Bearcat football and volleyball matchups. In the winter, tune in for Bearcat men's and women's basketball home games. And in the spring, turn your dial to KZLX for Bearcat baseball. Every season, live home games from the sports crew at X106 Sports.
If you like the X106 sports team, make sure to check out our podcast and Bearcat Athletic Sports Updates. You can find those on iTunes, Spotify, Radio Public, Google Podcasts, and other podcast outlets. Even if you missed us live, we will always be there, one click away in your pocket or on your laptop. X106 Sports.
Bearcat baseball lives right here on X106. Catch every home broadcast right here on X106 as the X106 Sports Crew covers the Bearcat baseball team.
And it's a home run!
Okay, hello and welcome back here to Bearcat Arena as I'm Nolan Brooks, joined alongside with Kramer Sansone. As Northwest, they're hanging around here with the defending 2 national champions, 33-29 Jennies at halftime. Kramer, leading scorers here for Northwest, pretty one-sided. Kennedy Eaton, 14 points for the Bearcats out of their team total of 29. And then you go over to UCM side, their leading scorer, Morgan Fleming, shooting 6 of 11 from the field. They're both having pretty decent games. They're taking the shots that they need to. Kennedy Eaton with that nice little 3-point and 1 play. She didn't hit the free throw, but she still hit the 3-pointer on the foul. So great job by Northwest to have a very impressive second quarter to hang around in this game, not let UCM run away with it, and we have ourselves a ball game, Kramer.
Yeah, the past 2 games with Kennedy Eaton, she's had that 10-point game, that 11-point game. She's finally got over the 11-point game in about 4 or 5 games so far. She did score 26 points earlier on this season against Minnesota Crookston, and this could be another 26-point night with her the way she's shooting right now with 14 points, 5 or 10 from the field, like you said. And if you want to go back over with Fleming, she came into this game averaging 13.8 points per game with 5.7 rebounds. Possible chance on that as 13 points already. She has her rebounds total. So it's another business game for Fleming.
Yeah, we said they were going to be a key part of this game. Having 3 top 10 MIAA scorers on the court at the same time is humongous for a team, especially bringing them back after winning the national title last year. So those 3 players, they know what it means to be good. They know what it means to have a great offense, have a very dynamic, fast-moving offense. I mean, that was something that was a big part of that first half. They were going up and down the court. I mean, that was a very quick first half. You know, tip was at 5:30. We're not even at 6:30 yet, and we're already at halftime. So I think pace is going to be something that Northwest will want to try to control because, I mean, you saw it in that second quarter when they controlled UCM in the pace game and they slowed them down and forced a lot of turnovers. That's how they got back in this ball game, so they're going to have to continue that going into the second half.
Yeah, forcing turnovers is probably the biggest key for Northwest right now to get back to this game, as they already have. They were down by 15 points at one point. Now it's a 4-point ball game, and Northwest is really on the cusp of almost taking this away from the Jennies. And, of course, Northwest does want to win this. They have to keep on adding points on. I know the fourth quarter for Northwest isn't their quarter per se, but they do score points, but they do give a lot of points in the fourth quarter. For what Northwest needs to do right now is slow the pace down a little bit so the Jennies don't make it all the way back and forth, keep forcing those turnovers that they have been doing, and that's what's going to have Northwest possibly come away with this game.
I agree with you. That defensive mindset that they had in the second quarter is going to have to continue if you want to maintain or stick around with this UCM team, because we brought it up already. They're the defending national champions. They score a lot. They pass the ball very well. I mean, we saw that. Lots of ball movement around the top of the key, allows for easy penetration down in the paint, and it makes for a good offense overall. UCM did a great job of that in the first quarter, but I think Northwest really figured it out in the second quarter with their defense, not allowing as much penetration, forcing them to take those 20-foot jumpers from the elbow or forcing them to kick it to the corner for a contested 3 right at the end of the shot clock. So I think Northwest is going to have to continue that, because those kinds of shots are what you want to see when you're playing a top team like UCM, when you are a 3-10 team like Northwest. You got to have that key defense, force the turnovers. So I think that's something that's going to continue as we go into the second half.
And right now, whatever Northwest is doing right now, it is working, as they outscored Central Missouri 18-11 in that second quarter, even though they were down by 15 at one point. They're still making their way to come back. But other games right now around the MIAA in the third quarter, Southwest Baptist is leading Missouri Western down at St. Joseph, 35-30 with 8 minutes left. The game was right down the road a little bit, so it's not going to make a huge impact at MIAA, but it's still a game that Northwest needs to win this one in order to gain some ground on these two other teams.
Definitely, and we brought that up in our pregame. We talked about how, at 3-10 in conference play, Northwest is essentially out of any kind of running, so they need to just take it one game at a time. And there's some other teams in the conference that are, about at the same type of level that Northwest is at. So, yeah, I think a big conference game like that just down the road, if, Southwest Baptist can pull it out and they kind of maintain pace with Missouri Western, they can keep their name around in some kind of conversation in the MIAA, and that's going to be key for the team morale, and that'll help them in games like this. So that is going to be big in order for Northwest to keep the team morale up.
Agreed on that. 3 minutes left here in halftime. We're going to take a quick break and come back with second half action. You're listening to Bearcat Basketball on X106.
MRI on Davis's knee came back negative, and the All-Star forward is listed as day-to-day.
Khalil Mack a no-go at practice today. According to Matt Nagy, he is day-to-day with an ankle injury.
This is a shotgun snap. The Poe, who's going to throw it? Caught! Demetrius Harris! Touchdown! Kansas City!
In the ever-changing sports world, it's tough to stay up to date on everyday news. But don't worry, Ginny James and myself, Andrew Botwinick, have got you covered. Join us on Day to Day every Monday from 2 to 3 on X106.
Join us here on X106 for live broadcasts of Northwest Missouri State Bearcat home games. In the fall, catch Bearcat football and volleyball matchups. In the winter, tune in for Bearcat men's and women's basketball home games. And in the spring, turn your dial to KZLX for Bearcat baseball. Every season, live home games from the sports crew at X106 Sports.
Welcome back to KZLX Lp Maryville. We're here at some Bearcat women's basketball as UCM Jennies are leading the Northwest Missouri State Bearcats 33-29. Coming back on the floor for the Bearcats, starting off the second half, Jalen Haggard, Kendi Eatons, Erica Slosher, Mallory McConkey, and Kalani Myalva. For the Jennies, it is Paige Redmond, Sydney Crockett, Megan Skaggs, Morgan Fleming, and Morgan Van Hefty. Banks kick off as Kendi Eaton passes the ball top of the key to McConkey. McConkey then passes it to Eaton at the high post left. Down low to Myalva. She passes it over and out of bounds, trying to hit Erica Slosher with it, but it's too high out of bounds, so Jennies will take over on that turnover.
I'm sure that's not the start Coach Meyer wanted here to the second half.
Paige Redmond takes the ball for the Jennies. She then hands it off to Crockett. Crockett then passes it to Fleming. Fleming over to Van Hefty, and Van Hefty has the ball still over in the left wing. She works her way out, passing it to Fleming over at the top of the key. Fleming then passes it over to Skaggs. Skaggs to Redmond, and now Skaggs down to get past the Skaggs over in the wing. Redmond for a long three off the front of the rim and out, rebounded by the Jennies. It's Fleming. Skaggs passes it to her. She takes a 5-foot jumper, misses it. A rebound attempt by Myalva gets tipped off of her foot and rolls out, so the ball will stay with the Jennies.
They're out hustling Northwest so far. I mean, I know it's early, but they're out hustling. I mean, that rebound was nowhere near her reach, and somehow she still gets it to stay on the Jenny side.
Inbound pass goes to Skaggs, and she makes her way down low and lays it up with the left hand. It's now 35-29 Jennies. Jalen Haggard has the ball at the high post right. She gets a screen from Myalva, and she passes it to Eaton. Eaton trying to work her way down low at the free throw line, heading away to the left side of the paint. She shoots off the backboard and in. Northwest answers back. Redmond takes the ball down the court for the Jennies. She goes on the left side, lays it up with her right hand and good. So back-to-back points by one person, both sides. Jalen Haggard has the ball, forces the foul on Redmond. It's on the ground, looks like a push. Going to reset that shot clock for the Bearcats.
Northwest is getting the penetration they want, but they're just not hitting the shots. I mean, Eaton hit her last jumper, and that was a good job by her, but they're going to need more of that if they want to cut down this lead.
Inbound pass to Myalba. She bounce passes to Slosher. Then on the way down to Myalba again. It's turned over by the Bearcats. Jennies take over in possession. Ball goes to Van Hefty in the corner for 3, and it is a long rebound after that miss by Crockett. The ball gets passed up to the top of the key was Redmond, and she forces her way back out to Fleming. Fleming then passes it to Crockett. She takes a few steps in. Shot from the free throw line is in. And Northwest takes a timeout. It's 39-31 here with 8 minutes left in the third quarter. We'll keep it right here as it's been a very fast-paced action to start off this. It's the exact same way how the second quarter went for Northwest and for UCM. We're probably going to see the exact same thing happen through this quarter.
Yeah, I agree. The Jennies are playing the pace that they played in that first quarter. Fast pace, don't allow you to get back on defense. I mean, Northwest is scrambling to get back to their end of the floor, and they're just not, they can't keep up. And so the Jennies are getting those easy layups as they, get out on a fast break or after an inbound, and that's why they have an 8-point lead. I mean, it was only 4 points, but it was a quick 4 points to jump back up to that 8-point lead, and we're not too far into the second half, and they've already picked the pace back up. So Northwest is going to have to slow them down if they want to keep in this game.
Yeah, we're only seriously 2 minutes into this ball game. There's 8 minutes left here as once again it's 39-31. UCM, that fast-paced action by the Jennies and is really trying to be countered by the Bearcats to see if they can what they do and what they come up outside of this timeout. Hager gets the inbound pass from Eaton. She works her way from right to left on the court. She's guarded now by Skaggs. Haggard is still at the top of the key. She hands it off to Slosher. Then Slosher bounce passes it to Eaton. Eaton then drives, works her way on the right side of the court. She goes up with the right hand, and she is fouled by the Jennies. It looked like it was Megan Skaggs, on that one. So Kenny's going to go up the line for shooting 2. She's already 3 for 4 on the night. She came into this one shooting 94%. And she nails the first one. Mia Stillman checks in for Erica Slosher. And checking in for the Jennies for Megan Skaggs is Peyton Taylor. Kenny's second free throw attempt. It is good. So it is a 33 points for the Bearcats now as they still trail 39-33 on the Jennies. Redmond passes the ball at the top of the key, goes to Van Hefty. Van Hefty passes it to Crockett in the wing for 3, and it drills it. So 3-pointer for the Jennies. Taking her way down is Kendi Eaton for the Bearcats. She drives it on the right side. She tries to draw the foul, but it's a charge. It's going to be change of possession now to the Jennies.
I think the Jennies are picking up that Eaton is the primary ball handler and driver to the cup for the Bearcats, and they're going to start looking to draw the charges a lot more often and try to get her out of this game because she's the leading scorer, and if they can get her out of the game, ultimately I think UCM would or could run away with it.
Mia Stillman just picked up her 4th foul on that reach. She was just recently checked in. Now she's going back out for Zoe Hayward. Stillman on the night only has logged in 3 minutes of actual playing time. Doing the inbound pass, Redmond goes to Fleming, then she hands it off to Redmond on the way out of the inbounds. Peyton Taylor's pass to her was tipped, but then she hands it to Crockett over at the wing. She takes about 5 steps in, and then she nails the 2-pointer for the Jennies. 7 minutes left here in the third quarter. Kendi Eaton drives the ball down the court. She then tries to pass it to Coleman, but Coleman decides to cut in. The ball ends up going out of bounds to turnover on the Bearcats.
UCM is just controlling ball pace and forcing a lot of turnovers. We said that the Bearcats needed to do that, but UCM is doing that, and that's ultimately why they are up 11 right now.
Chest pass from Redmond over to Van Hefty, but the ball works her way back to Redmond. Now a pass down low to Van Hefty. She goes up for two, and she ends up getting pushed by Zoe Hayward. She's going to go to the line for two.
Northwest foul on number 11, Mallory McConkey, her second, team's third.
Oh, the foul is actually on Mallory McConkey. They called a blocking foul down low on Mallory.
Maybe a good idea to have the foul on Mallory, because I'm pretty sure Hayward has a few fouls on her. Van Hefty's first free throw attempt on this try is good. Van Hefty is 2 for 2 on the night. And going in for the second one, it is good as well. Kenyon takes the ball from right to left for the Bearcats. She's being guarded by Crockett, and she passes to the top of the key as McConkey. She's going to work her way down low. Gets the shot. It looks like it's a foul. It fouled McConkey. She's going to go for the line for two now. So back-to-back fouls that leads to free throw attempts for both sides. Another McConkey shooting two. Her first free throw attempt is no good. That's her first missed free throw on the night. She was 2 for 2 before that one. Her second free throw attempt. And it's good. So it is 46-34 Jennies taking it down the court, and Fleming has the ball for the Jennies. Passes it over to Redmond over at the high post right, and passed over to Crockett over at the high post left. Now down low to Fleming, and Fleming tries to pass it out to Taylor, but a reach-in foul. Looks like it was on Zoe Hayward on that one, as the ball's going to still stay with the Jennies.
The Jennies are just really getting down into the paint at will, and they're forcing a lot of foul trouble, and they're trying to get Northwest players out of the game and try to get to the free throw line as much as possible here.
Peyton Taylor has the top of the key right now for the Jennies. She has a pass that's a little bit mishandled by Fleming. She recovers. She then passes it to Crockett over at the top of the key. Now the Fleming has the ball over at the high post left. She drives it in with the right hand and misses it. Then Peyton Taylor for the Jennies gets the rebound and misses it as well. And a long rebound that was fought over by the Jennies, and Bearcats ended up getting picked up by Kendi Eaton on a pass from Kendi Eaton to Kylie Coleman at the high post right is tipped out by the Jennies. So it's still going to be Northwest ball with 5 minutes and 35 seconds here left in the third quarter. Inbound pass goes to Eaton. Eaton being guarded by Crockett. She passes it to Hayward. Hayward then passes it to McConkey. She's going to drive it all the way down to the right side, down low. Lays it up with the right hand. It's too strong, though, but she does draw the foul. She's going to go for the line for two once again.
You know, we talked about this. Northwest lives and dies by the free throw line, so they're really trying to attack down low rather than get the jump shots and the three-pointers to get to where they love to shoot from.
The first free throw attempt by McConkey is good. So she is 4 for 5 on the night so far on the free throw line. It's 46-35 Jennies. And her second free throw attempt, it is in and out, rebounded by Van Hefty. Redmond does take the ball down the court, guarded by Eaton. She does pass it to the high post left. Is Fleming, then she passes across court to Redmond. And a cutting Fleming onto the right side, and she works her way over to the right, scoops her around. McConkey lays it up with her right hand, and it is good. She's going to go for the line as well, so there's a possible and one chance.
It's not that she has the size advantage. She's just really using her body and the crafty moves down low to spin off of the defender and get to the line and draw the foul. And she has a lot of and-one layups in this game.
As she misses that free throw, it is rebounded by Taylor, but she steps out of bounds on that rebound, so it's going to be turned over to the Bearcats. Taking it down for the Bearcats is Slosher. Slosher is usually that point guard type style for the Bearcats. Kendi Eaton has taken over that role a little bit today. Pass goes to McConkey. She's going to work her way on the right side. Passes it to Kendi Eaton. The high post left for three, and it is good for the Bearcats. Redmond takes the ball down for the Ginny. She's going to work her way left side of the block. She draws the foul on Mallory McConkey, and she nails the shot as well. She's going to go for the line for one. Looks like there's going to be a timeout on the floor as 4 minutes and 47 seconds left here in the third quarter. The UCM Ginnies are leading the Bearcats 50-38. You're listening to Bearcat basketball right here on X106.
If you like the X106 sports team, make sure to check out our podcast and Bearcat Athletic Sports Updates. You can find those on iTunes, Spotify, Radio Public, Google Podcasts, and other podcast outlets. Even if you missed us live, we will always be there, one click away in your pocket or on your laptop. X106 Sports.
Bearcat baseball lives right here on X106. Catch every home broadcast right here on X106 as the X106 Sports Crew covers the Bearcat baseball team.
And it's a home run!
Kevin Ollie brings it up. Throws it across. Miller for three. Oh, he backed it in! He backed it in! And the game is tied! We're going to overtime!
Join myself, Noah Cooper, and my co-host Perry Randall III every Thursday afternoon from 4 to 6 as we break down all the latest action from around the NBA.
Gets it to Bryant dribbling.
We're back here on KZLX Lp Maryville as we are at Bearcat women's basketball. The Ginnies lead the Bearcats 50-38. As Ginnies are trying to complete the three-point play by Morgan Redmond, she was fouled as she was going in for a layup on Mallory McConkey. So she's going to go for line for one. Redmond's free throw attempt is good. It's now 51-38. Ginnies, Schlosser takes the ball down the court. Bearcats are moving from right to left. The Ginnies moving from left to right on this. Schlosser being guarded on by Scott. She passes it to Eaton at the top of the key. Eaton is working her way onto the free throw line now. Passes it up to the top of the key to Hayward. Hayward working her way onto the right side. Then she forces her way to the left, down low, lays it up the left hand, and it is too short. Rebounded by the Ginnies. A pass down to Peyton Taylor, and she lays it up for two. Taking her way back down to the Bearcats' possession. Kendi takes the control over the ball at the logo now for the Bearcats side. She gets a screen from Hayward. She works her way to the left block. She goes too strong with it, rebounded by the Ginnies' Peyton Taylor. Paige Redmond takes the ball down the court now, passes it across to the high post left to Hefty. Hefty then passes to Taylor, then to Redmond. Fleming gets the ball, shoots a long three attempt, and she misses it. Rebounded by Dittlinger. Kendi has the ball at the top of the key. She pulls it for a three and nails it. Northwest answers a three after a missed chance by the Ginnies. Redmond takes the ball down the court, goes up with the right hand down to the low block. She lays it up, and it is good for the Ginnies.
They really waste no time on answering buckets here by Northwest. That's why they have the lead, and they've gained it.
And Kendi does the exact same thing on the way back. She drives it all the way to the full length of the court, puts it up about 5 feet out of the basket, and nails it. Redmond has the ball for the Bearcats, and Redmond will lay it up with her right hand. So right now it's the Redmond-Eaton show here for the Ginnies and Bearcats. Kendi Eaton has the ball at the top of the key. She passes it to Schlosser at the high post left. Then a bounce pass from Schlosser to Eaton, and a chest pass from Eaton to Hayward. Hayward now works her way down low, draws the foul on Peyton Taylor of the Ginnies. She's going to go for the line for two. So Zoe Hayward coming back to the line for two now. 2 minutes, 38 seconds left here in the third quarter. Hayward's first attempt rolls around the rim and out. So she'll miss her first free throw attempt.
That was a toilet bowl effect there on that basketball. touched every part of the rim, took a nice little trip around the world, and right back out.
As she's now going for her second free throw attempt. This will be Hayward's 11th free throw on the year, and she'll make that one. Coming in for Hayward, it is Jalen Haggart. 2 minutes, 38 seconds left here in the third quarter. 57-44 Jennies. Redmond does take the ball down the court from Jennies. She's being guarded now by Haggard. A little handoff to Scott. Scott then does a chest pass to Fleming. Fleming a pass over to Redmond. A high arcing pass from Redmond over to Scott. Redmond has the ball now at the high post right. Then she does another high arcing shot to Scott for three now. She misses it. And it looks like an over-the-back call on Skaggs as she goes over the back on Kylie Coleman. It's going to be Bearcat basketball. Looks like Peyton Taylor is going to check back in for the Jennies because it's the fourth foul on Skaggs. Megan Skaggs now has 4 total fouls. As she has, I guess they're in the bonus right now with Coleman now going to the line.
Skaggs is a key post player right now for UCM, so good job by Northwest on getting her in foul trouble and trying to eliminate one of those key players.
Kylie Coleman's first free throw attempt was good. She is now 4 for 5 on the year at the free throw line. And her second free throw is good. So Northwest gets 2 points off that bonus shot. Fleming has the ball at the high post left. She's going to drive it down low. She's going to get fouled by, looks like it's fouled by Dittlinger. Got her on the arm when she went up for the shot. So Fleming's going to go for 2 now.
Something that I've noticed how they're using Fleming. First half, they had her down in the post primarily and torching in the post. Now they're moving her to the three-point line and right inside the arc, and they're getting her on dribble drive penetrations and really using her for a completely different purpose. And so far it's working because she's getting to the line for the Jennies.
The first free throw attempt for Fleming was no good. Now she's going for a second one. She is 1 for 5 on the night from the free throw line. And she nails the second one. She was 1 for 2 from the free throw line. 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. It's a 13-point lead by the Jennies. Eaton has the ball. She's going to chest pass it to Slosher. Then she's going to hand it off to Eaton over on the high post right. Passes it down to Mayalba. She's going to hook shot it off the glass, and it falls for the Bearcats. Like Jobs passed the ball to Fleming. She's going to work her way to the free throw line and pass it back to Jobs. Right now, Redmond has the ball. She's going to pass it over to Jobs over at the right elbow. She's going to pass it down low to Taylor. Taylor now passes it back out to Fleming. She's going to drive her way over the left side all the way towards the basket, and she knocks down the layup, but she was also fouled on the drive by Mayalva.
Man, they're just exploiting the Northwest defense by taking their leading scorer and putting her all over the court to force Northwest to spread out a little bit more on defense, and she's getting the dribble penetration that Northwest cannot have.
As that free throw attempt by Fleming was no good, it was an awkward-looking rebound attempt by both the Bearcats and the Jennies, and it's going to look like it was out of bounds on the Jennies. Coleman's going to inbound the pass to Haggard. She's going to take it the full length of the court now. Passes it to Eaton over at the left elbow. She gets a screen from Mayalba. Still over at the left elbow, though. And it looks like a holding on Sydney Crockett from the Jennies on Erica Slosher on that pass. Looks like Slosher's going to go to the line, and she's going to go for 2. First free throw attempt for Slosher is good.
That's something that Northwest tries to get into in every game. Get into the bonus and ensure that every time you get fouled, you're going to go to the free throw line and get easy points.
as that free throw attempt by Slosher was in and out, rebounded by Fleming of the Jennies. She'll take the ball down the court. She has it at the top of the key. She passes it to Jobs. Jobs from the wing, passes it to Redmond at the right elbow, then a pass to Crockett. Crockett then passes to Fleming over at the right wing, The ball is now at Peyton Taylor. She's going to drive it full length from the left wing in, but then she'll pass it back out to Jobs. Jobs then passes it to Redmond at the top of the key. She's going to drive to the left side all the way towards the basket, and it is no good. Rebounded and taken away by Myalba. Myalba then passes it to Haggard. She's going to take her way down the court. Slosher over at the left wing, Eaton at the top of the key for 3, and it's good.
Northwest needs to go on a run here, down 8. Get this momentum here going into the fourth quarter and ride that if they want to stick around in this game.
21 seconds left here in the third quarter. Looks like the Jennies will take control of this final possession. Let the clock run out. There is 10 seconds left. She's being worked on by Haggard, and she's going to pass it down to the free throw line to Fleming. Fleming then pulls up at 50, about 10 out, misses it. Rebounded by Taylor, and a shot attempt that goes up and misses it, rebounded by Myalba. And we're going to go into the fourth quarter right now. It is UCM ahead of the Bearcats for now, as it is 60-52. We're going to head into the fourth quarter. You're listening to Bearcat Women's Basketball right here on X106. Welcome back to KZLX coverage of Northwest Missouri State Women's Basketball as Bearcats fell to the Jennies 78-67. The Jennies improved to 17-5 in the in regular season and 10-4 in MIAA play. They punched their ticket into the MIAA tournament later on in March. The Northwest fall to 7-16 on the season. They are 3-11 in MIAA play. Some bright spots, though, for the Bearcats. Kendi Eaton had a career-high 37 points for the Bearcats tonight. She was 13 of 21 from the field goal, 4 from 5 from the three-point line, and 7 from 8 from the charity stripe. I know Northwest lost, but it's a very good sign to see Kendi do this for the Bearcats.
Yeah, great night for Kendi. I mean, 37 points. You can't ask for much more, but if your leading scorer is 37 and then your next leading scorer only has 10, that's not going to help your team out. If you're going to have such a high caliber scoring night from somebody, if you have somebody matching that, this will be a whole nother ball game. But yes, it is very impressive for the 3-10 conference Bearcats to really basically hold their own in a way against the defending national champ Jennies. And good job though by the Jennies. They're late, really controlling the pace of the game, preventing Northwest from trying to get back, preventing a lot of open threes and quick shots, a lot of ball movement, playing keep away, and Redmond hitting that dagger 3 right there at the end of the game was what sealed the deal for the Jennies, and good job by UCM to walk away with a victory here.
Northwest at one point in the second quarter, they were down by only 4 points going into halftime. That was because they forced 9 turnovers in that first half. Only 3 turnovers, though, in the second half is one of the big reasons why UCM still stuck around and ended up with that victory, as turnovers and defense plays a big key on trying to win basketball games. Of course, that last-second stuff of hitting that 3 by Redmond to at least put it up by 11. But at one point in the fourth quarter, they were only down by 6. So it was good showing by the Bearcats against this Division II, the national champions of Division II of last season, and it's just how it went. Still, Northwest still hasn't won a home game against the Jennies since 2011. We got next season to get that for the Bearcats. But it's a very good showing by these Bearcats.
Definitely. This is a loss that you really want to take with pride. You held your own against such a high caliber team, and you got to take this into your next game. Really, pull out the good things from this game. You had a high-scoring affair from Kendi Eaton, but we all knew that was going to happen. They need to start limiting the turnovers and not allow so many open threes and deep penetration into the lane. So if Northwest can improve upon that and take away the positives from this game, I think they could, grow as a team moving into the rest of this season, despite, being out of conference play at all. I think they can take away from this game that they played good, they held their own, move on. Look forward to the next game Saturday against Southwest Baptist.
Yeah, as another thing that they could possibly work on and they got exploited tonight was that paint game. In the paint, they were outscored 46-24 in the paint. That's another reason why that the Jennies did wind up and defeat the Bearcats. As you alluded to, Northwest's next game is this Saturday against Southwest Baptist. Tip-off is at 1:30. We'll be on the call. Should be a few more guys on the call at 1:10, 1:15-ish here on X106. But once again, Northwest fell to University of Central Missouri 78-67. Along with Nolan Brooks, Ivan Kramer Sandstone will have coverage of the Northwest Missouri State Bearcat men's team up next as we have Jacob Blair and Austin McNorton on the call. So long from us here from Bearcat Arena.
Even if you missed us live,